Hi everyone, it's Louise from Louloupurple. Today's project is going to be a mixed media wall hanging on fabric using the Pink Ink multi-surface paints. I'm using the Pink Ink microfiber fabric and I am just applying some water to the fabric with my paintbrush. I haven't pre-soaked the fabric this time because I wanted to see how far the paint would move when the fabric is just damp. So the four Pink Ink multi-surface paints that I'm going to be using are the Turquoise Wave Shimmer, the Sea Green Luster, the Bayside Aqua Shimmer and the Golden Lime Luster. I am putting a small amount of paint onto my craft mat and I'm going to add some water to dilute the paint. I then apply random splodges around my fabric. I then do the same with my second colour, so put a small amount on my mat, add some water to dilute it and then just splodge it onto my fabric. Then again with the third colour. And the same again with the fourth colour. I then leave the fabric to dry out by itself and let the paint do its thing. The fabric has been drying for a few hours and it is still not completely dry, so I'm using my fan brush to add splashes of water so that when it's dried, as you can see now, you'll get splash marks where the colour has been bleached out with the water. I'm going to be using the Pink Ink stamp Holy Crab and I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz stamp platform and I will be using my Onyx Black VersaFine ink. It's probably about time that I treated myself to a new VersaFine ink pad as mine seems to have run out. So I'm going to use the Graphite Noir Luster, if that's how you pronounce it. And I'm just putting that on my craft mat using a bit of cut and dry to apply the paint to the stamp and then stamp the image. If you're using paint, make sure you put your stamp into some cold water straight afterwards so that the paint doesn't destroy your stamp. I'm using my Layer Perfect tool just to give myself a border. I think I did this at about 8 inches by 8 inches. I'm using the Onyx Black Versafine ink again, just to stamp some extra elements onto my piece of fabric. Here I'm using my Unipin fine line markers 0.4 and 0.3 just to go over the words Holy Crab to make them blacker. I'm using my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue on some bran flakes boxes, which I've cut to 8 by 8 inches, and I'm sticking 2 of those together. Now that the ink and paint has dried on my fabric, I'm going to use the Turquoise Wave Shimmer, and I'm going to paint this around the outside edge of my crab to add some shadows. First of all, I am adding the colour directly under the crab's leg. I then use some water to blend the colour out so that it's not a harsh line. So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and let you enjoy the process. Once the paint has all dried, I then do a sandwich of a piece of cotton, the wadding, and then my crab over the top. I put this into my embroidery hoop. I will then do some simple back stitching and French knots around the outside edge of the crab. Again, it's quite difficult to sew and film at the same time, so I will just show you little bits and then skip ahead. I am in the process of buying some extra equipment so that hopefully with my next sewing project I will be able to film myself actually doing the sewing. Hopefully it will work. In the meantime, this is a close-up of all my sewing on my crab as it is now finished. I'm using my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue to stick some cereal boxes together, which I've measured at 8 by 8. I seem to have lost the first one I did. And I am going to sew the fabric around one of the pieces of card. To do this, I'm using some quilting thread as it is stronger than normal sewing thread. And I'm literally just sewing one side and then the other side and pulling the thread tight. For the back piece, I'm using some double-sided tape on my second piece of 8 by 8 card, and I'm sticking the fabric directly onto this piece of card. I then sew the back piece to the front piece. And that is this project all finished. As usual, if you would like to buy any of the products I've used in this video, they will be listed on my website blog post. I will leave a link in the description box below this video. If you are watching this on my YouTube channel, links to my website, Facebook and more will be in the description box below, or click on the end screens at the end of this video. If you are watching on Pink Ink's channel, links to their website and more will be in the description box below, or click on the end screens at the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to Pink Inks. Click on the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you got inspired.